Hello everyone, this is Julie Edwards at Craft So Cute. Welcome back. I have laid out a spread for my second attempt on doing my mixed media, and I've set out a layout right here, and I'm going to use these butterfly corners here for stencil, and I have my stencils out here ready for me to lay out my stencil work, and then I'll be layering all of these elements on this project. And I've taken some of the things from Andrea Allen's kits, as you can see here to the left of me, and then to the right I've set it out for inspiration and possibilities of me using these elements in this next mixed media. So I left this out. So what I was thinking on, once I have laid the background underneath all of this, do all my stenciling and doing some painting in the background, I'm probably going to paint her up. I fussy cutted her out, thinking about laying her here randomly like that, and then just placing the frame over her like so. And then I did have my Professor Higgins. Where did I put him? Here he is. My Professor Higgins. I think that eventually, as they travel together as a married couple, when she settles down and says, okay, Professor Higgins, I'm ready to marry you. So this becomes her Professor Higgins. And I guess along his journey, I'll be fussy cutting him out and putting him into this frame. Let's get that frame on here like that. And I don't know what you call these, pendulum arms for clocks. I'm thinking about doing something like that. Not covering his face, apparently. Something like that. So I'll be layering all of these things on top after I get all my background, the bottom, the foundation of all the stenciling, and that way I can do all the painting and then layering all these beautiful elements on top of it. I will paint these wrench arms, which will be my clock hands, in like the copper, something like that. Depends. It could be silver, copper, rose gold, antique gold, depending on where the color palette is going on with this. But this is what I'm thinking on. Now this is just an idea, and before I go any further, I'm going to just quickly take a picture. Hang on a second. I'm going to take a quick photograph of this layering, just so I know what I'm doing, to refer back to, so I don't lose focus. So anyway, this is what this is. So here we go. That's what hopefully this will end up looking like, plus more. There's going to be more color. But remember, in my steampunk journal, the theme will be black and white, so I have to have that feature in here somewhere. So anyway, I'm going to set all that aside. Just slide that over. I'm going to leave all this here around me because it's my inspiration. Our minds never stop working while we're working. Okay, so I'm going to quickly pause this video because my husband just called, and he may be on his way home. It's Friday, and he may not be home off early, so let me give him a quick call and I will return. Okay, I'm back. Oh my. Um, as I've returned, I'm pretty sure that you guys don't know the time lapse during my pause, but my husband had called and he's on his way home. He got to get up early, yay! So, but it takes him an hour to drive home. So I'm gonna try and get this video started. And if I go beyond 20 to 30 minutes, I'm gonna stop there and at wherever this process is, and then load it, so it loads a lot faster, because if I go longer than that, it takes oh my gosh, a full day to upload. But I've found that if I limit it to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it loads up pretty quickly, you know, half the day or half the time, or just under half the time that it takes to load a video that's an hour and something long. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll go ahead and piece part, but towards the end, I'm going to let you know that I'm stopping here, and then I'm going to, load that video, and then I'm going to continue my process of doing the second spread of my mixed media page using Andrea Allen's beautiful elements and things like that, and then if I haven't finished, I'll continue on and you get to see the whole thing. And this is the second ever made attempt of mixed media work based on what supplies that I have. I don't have all the alcohol inks and things like that, but I do have some acrylic paints that I've had in my little cubby drawers for a very long time, which I'll be using, and I'll be using my new waxes, and then some embossing powders that I have, and what else? So I'm just going to get started. So I'm going to be using my stencils. So what I thought I would do, something was, I used a die cut to cut these corners out. So I'm going to hope that this piece right here will take the paste if I work the paste real quick. So I was thinking about putting one there and then one over here, I think. Let me refer to my picture real quick. Thank goodness I take photographs of our work, or I'd be, yeah, that's how I laid that out. So I'm going to get started with using the texture paste on that. The die cut, it's really thin because it's on really thin card craft, Nina Black card craft. So I'm hoping it'll give it some sort of bit of a texture or rise, and where it's not flat. It should. It's texture paste, right? So second attempt in using this stuff. So here I go. Okay, let me move. Actually, I'll just use one of these. So, but I'm gonna end up probably using, once I get the paste down, I'm gonna end up probably cutting these little elements out, sticking them up here, so it'll have this, and I will paint this, so hopefully it'll come out right. Fingers crossed, please. Here I go. Okay, lay that down. Ay caramba. Okay, here we go, ladies. Oh my goodness, here we go. Oh, wish me luck. Yikes. Okay. Don't raise up. Please be successful. Please be successful. Please be successful. But if this thing hasn't set, we can always just, scrape it off and start all over. I know I'm going off the my little die cut, but that's okay because I'll scrape that edge down a little bit. So here this is. Okay. Oops. And there you go. Okay. Let me hold this down and I'm just going to spread that out, even if it has these little grooves and stuff in it. That's okay because it's part of the texture, right? It's going to become part of the background texture. So I'm going to lift this up here real quick and wish me well, wish me well. Oh, Allah! Look, 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 look. It worked. Okay, now I'm going to wipe this off. Oh, let me get a wet wipe. Come on. Okay. Wipe this off so it doesn't. Okay. So. I'm just going to spread that out a bit. That's going to end up giving it some beautiful texture once it dries. Okay, that's successful. Okay, I'm gonna flip this over and then use this stencil again, this die cut for this corner. Okay. It's working, 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 working. I guess what's good about using this die cut, it's sticking to the paper, right? Whereas the stencil, using the plastic stencil, has a tendency to shift, right? Okay. I'm just gonna spread some of this out for extra textured layering, right? Okay. Cover this up so it doesn't dry out. I had to turn my fan on. My mistake was when I was embossing, I left my, I'm gonna try and scrape some of this off. Hang on a second. Let me clean this up because I'm gonna use this die cut in this video. Let's see, how can I wipe it up without tearing it to pieces? Let's see. I guess a little bit of a little bit of texture paste left on here won't hurt this. A little wet wipe, hang on. Now wetting the paper, on the other hand, with this wet wipe will weaken this die cut. So I have to be very careful not to tear it, because I will paint these. I'll paint, use my wax, metallic wax, so that it looks like a metal element. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry over here. Okay, well, off to a good start, right, ladies? Off to a good start. Woohoo! And gents, sisters and brothers, and our crafty family and friends. Okay, Yahoo! I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. I'm telling you, thank you, Andrea, for being who you are in your mixed media stuff. I'm so glad that you do so much of this because it's addicting to watch you. But also, yeah, you give us courage to attempt to do this. Look how pretty that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my heat gun and dry this because I want to work on the next stenciling. Hopefully this isn't like way too loud in your ear. So I'll just do this. And then I think I'm gonna apply some gesso, a little bit of gesso in the background here. Maybe. I don't think I did that to my other one. I think I just started layering it down with the texture paste. So, if you take a look at my update video, it's an update video of where I'm at. I did do 2 videos, my episode 3 and 4 of my process video, but I didn't like it. I don't know why, I just didn't like it. So what I did was, I didn't publish it, and I just end up doing an update video where I'm at, and it shows you the entire structure, because I went from going from the A-frame to a regular book type journal binding system instead of the A-frame, because once I started putting things together, trying to fit it into that A-frame structure, it wasn't big enough. My journals and everything that I wanted to put in the steampunk was so much that it was getting so chunky that it just didn't, it was too fat to fit. Yeah. So, because this is my first steampunk, it's going to be, there's going to be lots to it. I mean, Andrea's kits, think about it. I'm working with her first kit, and then her new ones, her new steampunk kit, and then I'm using other things that I find of hers that go along, because I've purchased some other digis from her, and all her other papers and things like that will go well, but I'm trying to use up, and I want to try and use up, house up a lot of her stuff in this journal, so it's like featuring her digi-kits, you know, because they're beautiful. I mean, goodness, you just can't just use a few of the items. You gotta, it's like when I think about when I was building the A-frame structure, it wasn't gonna use a whole lot of her kits, so this way, making it like this, if you go and visit that update video, you'll see what I've done. Okay, and the other elements that I've made, because I've made quite a bit. I've pussycat. This is just a fraction. I just pulled out a few stuff to lay on this desk to use and to give me inspiration, and then all the ones that I've cut are going to go into decorating that whole entire journal. Yeah. So I think it might be set enough so I can lay down a stencil. I don't want to ruin this. It did have some. Here, let me see. Let me see. Let me cool this thing off real quick. I'm doing this to cool off the paper. I'm just fanning it over here. If you could see this flap right here on this little element feature of hers, add-ons, it's moving. It's because my fan's on. I wouldn't have my fan on if I'm working with my embossing powders. Oh my gosh, I did that mistake and it was everywhere. Everywhere. So the page in the book, it's going to be like this. And it's going to have... Oh, let me grab that piece of paper. I should have laid it out. You would have seen in my videos... Oh, where did that beautiful lady go? Here she is. Okay. So, it's going to be laid out like this. She's going to be on this panel right here. Ooh, I'm trying not to lay this down. So, she's going to be on this panel right here. So, when you open her up, and then you'll see in the photographs that I've displayed in the group where she's like this. Okay. And I've already got my little cog things that are going to go right here that I'm going to glue down, and then I have some gears and cogs features that are going to be glued down to this page. And so, and then you open it up and you still have some writing features, and it's going to have some other goodies on this page which I described to you in my update video. So she will go on that panel, and then you can open it up when you flip it over. When you open up, okay, the page lays like this in the book, and then she's featured here, and then you open it up and it has some other stuff, and then you'll flip the page and then you'll see her like this laid out in the book. And so I've got to use these colors. I'm going to use these colors that are on here, but also I'm probably going to lay down this Harlequin stencil and stencil here and use the black, and I'll do black and white embossing powders so that black and white feature stands out over here. And then that will give it some extra depth. So that's where my thinking process is. So I'm going to tuck this in because I don't want anything to get on that page. So now what I'm going to use, so I'm going to put some numbers down. Do I want to put the numbers down first? Thinking about using, see, I'm thinking about using the cogs on here, the stencil, but see, I wanted to put this out through because this book will have 3 signatures. If you go and visit my update video, you'll see that it will have 3 signatures, but it's not going to be sewn into the journal anywhere. It's going to be set into a pocket. The signature itself will be sewn, but it'll also be tucked into a pocket that I created using a, let me reach for it, this craft. I altered this envelope, and then the journal will slide into this. So you'll be able to see that in that update video. So I wanted to use this throughout the signatures using the waxes, the metallic waxes. So I'm going to stencil the wax onto into the pages. That's why I don't know if I want to, I'm wondering if I should put just a few, because I'm going to use this piece in the center. This is all going to get layered up. I'm going to use that piece once everything's painted. And this piece that I showed in the update video, this is her element in her kit, and the writing on here was faded, and so I took my embossing pen and I just followed the outline of the lettering, and then I put my black embossing powder and it made it look like that. So it makes this feature stand out. I'm going to put some brads here through this. I'm not going to put it through here. I'm just going to put some brads here and then fold it and then lay that down. So what I'm thinking is, should I do, have something like some of these gears in here, like that. What do you think? Am I hearing you guys say yes, yes, yes? Because I didn't add this to the other one. Let me see. Oh no, the reason why I didn't add it, because here this is, it already has the gears. So this was my first mixed media, and I embossed, no, I didn't emboss this one. I started to using my triple thick, and it just didn't cover, it didn't have really good coverage on here, so I ended up using my glossy accents, if you could see, and then I glossy accent the outlining of his hand. You could see the shine, and then there's that first page that I made, and the reason why I didn't use the cog is because it already had it here. That's why. So see, I got to keep this in view all the time, because you know, out of sight, out of mind. And I might. Since it has it here, I think I will. Let's just do that. Why not? Let's just go for it, right? Let me get a drink of water. Okay. Okay, set that aside. Let's get these little beautiful pieces out of my way. And let's add some of this. And I'm already at 26 minutes. So when I laid some of this down, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video and start loading it up. How does that look? I'm going to just go right in through here. I don't want it covering. I think I'm just going to do this little section right here. Yeah. Okay, now these plastic stencils have a tendency to want to move. So, let's see. Will this help me out? Oh, where'd it go? Well, son of a gun, I usually... Ah, there it is, right here. I think if I laid a little washi, hopefully that won't ruin my paper there. Fingers crossed. Well, if it rips this part of this paper, then it'll be covered up with paint. No, I can't do it there, so I'll just do this right there. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Andrea, for just being you, for just keeping your art going, your creativity, giving us courage to attempt such a thing. Yeah. Oh, what is that doing in here? Oh no, I just kind of shoved some of that texture paint under there. I guess it would be okay, right? There we go. A little bit more. Oh, come on, stop moving, see? Hopefully this came out okay, guys. Oh, don't move. Am I in frame? Okay, let's see where this is at now. Just scrape some of this off here. Alright, the moment of truth. Here we go. Okay. Set that aside and I'll wipe that off. And let me blend some of this out. I don't want it. Okay, I'm just blending it so it doesn't I should have came out here a little bit further, huh? It looks like there's a border, so what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna fade it out. I think that looks good, right? I'm fading it out. Oh no. Hopefully my next page is okay. I don't want any of that texture page paste on this. Just kind of cleaning it up. Okay. Okay, so I faded that out, so once it's painted, I'll have that fade. Okay. Let's fade some of that out. Okay. And then let me wipe some of this off in the bottom. Sorry, I'm just doing this off camera. I'm wiping this down real quick. Oh my, it's kind of messy. Oh my goodness. All over my hands. I need another wipe. I need some going up in here just a little bit. Let's see. Which would be a good gear element right here. Let me turn this up. I think I used a bit too much of that. Let me go here. Use something like this in that corner, or like, yeah, that's what that's going to be right there in this upper corner. Okay. Oh, I want that drying out. Okay. Okay, I just whipped that off, didn't I? I just ripped it off. Okay, which I shouldn't have, because now I guess I gotta go and fade this out real quick. Got some doctoring to do because I just ripped it off. I should have just lifted this up very, very carefully. There. Okay, I think that's looking okay, right? Now I'm going to dry this up a little bit. Okay. So it's at 34 minutes, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to dry this off camera, and then I'm going to start the next section of this video continuing on, okay? So thank you for joining in and hanging out with me while I do this. So I will be back. See you in just a little bit.